What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Nerd Media, and with the conclusion of Daredevil Born Again Season 1, setting up the street level side of the MCU for some big changes for the Punisher, the Defenders, Daredevil, and even Spider-Man, with now vigilantes being illegal. I want to talk about how I think that cliffhanger should and could possibly impact Spider-Man Brand New Day, and talking about what kind of storyline we could be seeing for that, and how we know like where the story could possibly be heading for Spider-Man 4 after Daredevil Born Again's finale. So with all that being said, if you're new to the channel, I'm Nerd Media. I talk about movies, TV shows, and comic books all the time. I actually, in fact, just got my Devil's Reign comic book, which is kind of what Season 2 of Daredevil Born Again is going to be based off of. But today, we're going to be talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day and Daredevil Born Again. So if you're new to the channel, stick around. If you enjoy this content, subscribe, like the video, share this video with your friends. And with all that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's dive right into the video. So at the end of Daredevil Born Again Season 1's finale, Karen, Matt, and everybody in Josie's bar are kind of trying to form an army to take over Fisk and take back New York and have it be what it used to be, because the way that it is now is not really all that helpful. And it is a very good cliffhanger, and I really enjoyed that. And I do think that somehow this should impact Spider-Man 4, because guess what? Spider-Man's a vigilante. He's also in New York City. He was definitely in New York helping people at the time of that blackout. So I'm just like, this should impact Spidey, and if it doesn't, I want somebody to answer the question of how it could have impacted him, because we know Brand New Day more than likely will be a grounded story from the title reveal and what Tom Holland and Destin Daniel Cretton have said. So the grounded stuff is already kind of solved. We already know that it's going to have grounded elements to it, and it's probably not all going to be grounded, but I think for the most part it's going to be a grounded Spider-Man story, which also supports the fact that we could possibly see this storyline be adapted into Brand New Day. The only reason I'm iffy on it is because I just don't know if Marvel really realizes how big of a potential this storyline has for Spider-Man, because we could get a Spider-Man story where maybe he tries to take down Kingpin, or he is just dealing with the fact that vigilantes are illegal and he has to work his way around that. But I mean, the only other factor that I would say is just really going against this is because it's been confirmed that Daredevil Born Again Season 2 will be releasing around the same time it released this year, which is in the spring, which happens to be before we see Spider-Man 4. So the conflicts with the grounded street level side of the MCU is more than likely going to be resolved before we even see Spider-Man 4. And I mean, that is a little bit disappointing, but also a little bit relieving, because this does feel like solely a Daredevil story, and it would feel a little bit strange if Spidey just came in, but I do think it would be such an awesome storyline to explore with him later on down the line, with him dealing with Kingpin and all of that. I think that would be such a fun thing to explore. And if they weren't doing a season 2 and this was just a setup for a film, like a Defenders movie or something, and they brought Tom Holland in for that, that would have been such a great setup for Spider-Man. But I think right now, Spider-Man Brand New Day has a lot to tackle with its grounded story, dealing with the aftermath of No Way Home. All of that, they really have a lot to tackle. Would it have been cool? Yes. I think it should happen in some way if they can make it work. I would love it if they can make this storyline fit into Spider-Man Brand New Day, but I just don't know. Realistically, probably not going to happen. One day we'll get there. One day we'll get that Spider-Man versus Kingpin story, and hopefully we get a Daredevil team up at some point. Fingers crossed for Spider-Man 5 or Spider-Man 6. Do I think it should happen if they can work it in? Yes. Is it going to? More than likely not. But I mean, like I said 2 seconds ago, it would be awesome if they did this at some point down the line, had a storyline with Spider-Man and Kingpin after we kind of resolve and deal with what is going on with Peter in this moment, because I don't feel like we haven't touched on that obviously at all since we have seen him. So it is going to be a necessity to touch on what has happened and deal with that and get a possibly the best Spider-Man story we've seen in a film. I made a video about that weeks ago, talking about why I think it could be the best Spider-Man story ever told in film. But, you know, it would be awesome, and I do think that we should get this eventually, but just not in Spider-Man Brand New Day. But I want to hear it from you guys. What do you think? Do you think that we should see Spider-Man Brand New Day connect to Daredevil Born Again? I think that we could possibly see a reference thrown in there somewhere, but I don't see there being a big plot point storyline. But if they could fit it in somehow for Spider-Man 4 and still find a way to address all the themes and things that we need to touch on for Spider-Man Brand New Day, then I'm all here for it. But with all that being said, if you're new to the channel and you stuck around this long, first of all, thank you so much. But like and subscribe, share this with your friends because you clearly enjoyed this video. So I'm making a lot more videos like this, and I'm gonna be covering The Last of Us season 2, Andor season 2, all of that releasing this week. So stay tuned for all of that. Thunderbolts is coming up soon. The Accountant 2, all of that. So with all that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you think, and if you think that they should connect with Spider-Man 4. With all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.